All right, folks, here is excerpts of the interview I did with award-winning filmmaker Dinesh D'Souza. They're not just going after the Second Amendment, they're persecuting, with the IRS and other systems, the First Amendment as well. Dinesh D'Souza is here, and in a time of universal deceit, telling the truth's a revolutionary act, to quote another great thinker, Eric Blair, a.k.a. George Orwell. So, Mr. D'Souza, thanks for making time to come on with us today. It was one of the producers of Schindler's List, who I know you're working with. I actually knew you were being indicted a day before through a mutual friend, but couldn't talk about it on air. And they were all really freaked out. And of course, he said that he's never been afraid to live in this country until now. Matt Drudge has said everyone should have an exit strategy after what happened to you. I mean, I think we need to recognize that you're being persecuted, or it could happen to all of us. What do you say on that front? I know you're in court now. What can you say about the case? And we'll move on to your new film.
Sure. I exceeded the campaign finance limit by giving $20,000 to my longtime friend, Wendy Long, who was running really an uphill, even an impossible campaign for the Senate. I should have set up a PAC. There are many different ways to do it, so I made a mistake. But I think what's shocking to me is the way in which I see, not just my case, if I look nationwide, the way in which the Obama administration has been recklessly circumventing the law, from the Defense of Marriage Act on through immigration, turning the blind eye to guys on their own side who are doing shocking things. I mean, here's Harry Reid diverting campaign finance funds to his daughter or granddaughter's wedding, and no investigation, no prosecution. So this is a case where Lady Justice in the Obama administration appears to have taken the blindfold off and is kind of winking at her pals, and then kind of taken off after her enemies.
Very well said. What can you say about your case, where it's going, the release date for the film? I mean, I hope that this doesn't derail your film.
It absolutely won't do that. I have to appear before a judge in September to decide my fate, but the film comes out July 2nd. We actually open in Houston and Atlanta June 27th. That's kind of an early run, but the week of July 4th, on Wednesday, July 2nd, Lionsgate is releasing this film into over 1,000 theaters nationwide. So it's going to be a great 4th of July rocker, but it's also a 4th of July slap in the face to the progressives, because it's a way of looking at what they've been doing to America. We normally expect anti-Americanism to come from the outside, from the Nazis or the Soviet communists, or maybe from some Iranian mullah. But the most vehement takedown of America is now occurring within this country, and that's what this book and the film is intended to be an expose of.
Undoubtedly, they're scared of this film. I mean, you're not tooting your horn to say that. I think we're just saying prima facie facts here, but from your inside perspective, sir, I mean, do you agree with that statement, A? B, why do you think they're so scared of it?
They should be scared. And if they're not scared, they're going to be. 2016 scared them a little bit, because in 2016 I went sort of into the world of Obama. I was at his family homestead. I flushed his brother out of a degraded third world slum in Nairobi, and that upset Obama. We know this for a fact because Obama personally came out railing against 2016 on his website, BarackObama.com. Now, if they were scared of 2016, wait till they see America, because America is a much more explosive, more powerful film. It brings the whole argument home. It's not just about Obama. Obama and Hillary are in the film, but it's about this vast progressive movement, which has, in a sense, made the long march through the institutions of elementary and secondary education, academia, Hollywood, the media, National Public Radio, the mainline churches. So sometimes while the conservatives and Republicans are huddling and trying to figure out, gee, how do we take back the Senate? These guys have basically taken over the commanding heights of our culture, and they're conducting a relentless indoctrination campaign against our young people. They're doctoring American history. So the film blows the whistle on this whole menagerie.
And you were talking about persecution of others. I mean, I've seen MSNBC, we played the clips, say, good, arrest the Tea Party. Good, don't let them be politically involved. Fox News has reported on Army memos at Fort Hood saying you could be court-martialed if you're part of the Tea Party or evangelical. I mean, this is stuff beyond Cuba, and they're just doing it out in the open, calling it liberal. I mean, I can't think of language strong enough to describe this group other than authoritarians. I mean, how would you describe them?
I do think that Obama has an authoritarian streak. I also think from what I now know about him, and I've talked to his relatives, that he's an incredibly mean-spirited and vindictive guy. To give you a small example of how he is, when I was interviewing George Obama, I later talked to Obama's sister, and she goes, well, you know, we're having George followed. This is, the family is having one of its own siblings followed. And there's a paranoid streak going on over there. They look at critics not as well-meaning people who disagree with them, but as enemies who have to be, in some senses, put out of business. And so I think this is a very dangerous mentality. You know, we didn't see it with Clinton. We wouldn't have seen it with Jimmy Carter. Obama has, in a sense, represents a new low in American politics.
If we took the smartest and the best of the world from all over the planet, from Japan to India, from Russia to Germany and Mexico. Folks, the full 30-minute long interview is up on Infowars.com right now on this Sunday if you want to go watch the full interview from earlier in the week.
You are watching the best of The Alex Jones Show, weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. Watch live at Infowars.com/show or become a member of InfoWarsNews.com and help us take resistance to the next level.